In the midst of chaos, a sharp metallic arrow slices through the air with incredible speed. Its target is a massive white wolf, a monstrous beast with glowing red eyes and a menacing roar. A young man nearby watches with a strained expression, sweat beading on his face as the beast lunges. Just in time, the arrow strikes the wolf, saving the youth from certain doom as an archer stands watch from a cliff above. The mysterious archer lowers his bow, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the fierce battle below. He is part of a larger team, all fighting desperately against a relentless pack of the white wolves. With deadly precision, another wolf is struck down, its life ending in a single clean blow. After the battle, the team's leader approaches the archer and the others, thanking them for their help. A man in a beige coat smiles at the archer, stating his money was well spent and the kid was worth the price. The leader agrees, adding that Luotian's performance was comparable to a first-level esper specialized in archery. But Luotian warns them to be careful, as these wolves shouldn't be in this area, which is highly unusual. Taking the warning seriously, the leader orders a scout named Husan, known for his speed, to check the path ahead. Husan acknowledges the command and activates his speed ability, dashing forward to investigate the area. The young master pats Luotian's shoulder, reassuring him that Captain Gao and the team are strong enough to handle any danger. Luotian simply looks ahead into the desolate landscape, replying calmly that he is used to this kind of situation. The landscape is filled with gnarled, dark trees, surrounded by a mysterious and eerie blue light. The world has changed, and in this era of strange invasions, mysterious portals have opened everywhere. These gateways lead to dangerous spatial secret realms, drawing in teams of brave adventurers. Within these otherworldly dimensions, danger is a constant presence, forcing warriors to always fight. All sorts of monstrous creatures lurk in the shadows, waiting for any unsuspecting prey to pass by. But for those willing to face the peril, the realms also promise endless, unimaginable treasures. The scene returns to the group. Luotian clarifies that he is a realm guide, and Yu Xiao is his employer. They discuss a rumor about a new creature, a powerful red giant that kills both monsters and espers indiscriminately. Yu Xiao seems intrigued by the giant, but his companion warns him to focus on finding the Wind Spirit Pearl. The young master agrees, saying they must get the pearl for Miss Ming, making Luotian wonder how beautiful she must be. Yu Xiao simply scoffs, telling Luotian he wouldn't understand since he has never seen her himself. Suddenly, a team member shouts that there is a situation, and the captain immediately tells everyone to be careful. Just ahead of them, the rocky path is stained with fresh splatters of blood, indicating a recent fight. The captain kneels, examining the ground. He finds it strange that Husan, their scout, never sent a warning signal. Luotian looks on grimly, suggesting that the very lack of a warning might mean the situation is even more dangerous. The captain orders his team to stay in formation and proceed with caution, his voice tight with tension. His expression is grim, fully aware that whatever lies ahead is a serious threat to them all. Moments later, they stumble upon a gruesome scene, finding the bloodied bodies of an entire squad of adventurers. They realize it was the team ahead of them. Luotian observes that a very fast monster killed them all at once. Suddenly, one of the men points in terror, his voice shaking as he asks what is emerging from the darkness. A flashback shows the swift attack of a mutated monster, a creature that slaughters without mercy. Before them stands a sleek black beast with glowing red eyes, letting out a low, threatening growl. A team member identifies it as a ghost-head evil leopard, a formidable first-level peak monster. They then notice the beast's paw resting on the head of their scout, Husan, who is lifeless on the ground. The creature moves in a flash, and the captain yells for everyone to be wary of its incredible speed. In an instant, the monster lunges toward another team member, its claws out and jaws ready to strike. The beast catches its prey, biting down hard as the man lets out a final desperate scream of pain. It stands over its victim, a powerful silhouette of death and destruction in the dim cavern light. The monster then turns its glowing red eyes towards the rest of the group, roaring as Luotian raises his bow. Yu Xiao's eyes begin to glow an intense green as he tells Luotian to cover him and shoot the beast's eyes. Yu Xiao activates his power, Great Lion Demon Strength, narrowly stopping the beast's massive paw. Behind him, Luotian's eyes glow blue as he skillfully knocks several arrows, preparing for a volley. The arrows are fired in an instant, flowing straight toward the monster's head with incredible accuracy. But the projectiles only graze its tough hide, enraging the beast as it roars in pain and fury. The monstrous retaliates, smashing the ground, sending a shockwave of rocks and debris toward Yu Xiao. Then it leaps forward, attacking the young master who struggles to defend himself from the brutal attack. The team captain quickly readies his spear, his expression grim as he prepares to join the fight. He stands his ground against the creature, creating an opening for his allies to regroup and counterattack. One of the men panics, saying that a level 2 monster is too strong and that he doesn't want to die there. The captain's face contorts in alarm as he realizes the dire situation his team faces. He braces for impact when the beast unleashes a powerful sonic roar, catching him completely by surprise. The force of the sound wave throws the leader backward, unable to withstand the monster's attack. The beast follows with another attack, creating shards of ice that send the men tumbling to the ground. Amidst the chaos, Luotian presses his hand to the ground, shielding himself from the powerful explosions. He remains crouched and focused on the monster, the only one still standing firm against the overwhelming threat. Luotian stands his ground, facing the towering beast alone in a tense and silent standoff. His eyes glow with an intense blue light as he glares at the creature, declaring that it deserves to die for its actions. Without hesitation, the monster lunges forward, its massive claws reaching out to crush the defiant young man. But Luotian screams, unleashing a torrent of red energy that erupts from his body, stopping the beast in its tracks. In the sky above, a dark weapon begins to materialize from the energy, catching the monster's attention. It is a massive scythe, crackling with a powerful and ominous red and black aura as it takes form. The weapon's design is intricate and terrifying, with a glowing demonic eye embedded in its center. The scythe then slams into the ground with devastating force, creating a fiery explosion that shatters the rock. When the smoke begins to clear, Luotian stands transformed, his shirt torn away and his body changed. Now shirtless, his form is covered in glowing red markings, and he wields the colossal weapon with ease. He charges toward the leopard, his newfound power causing the ground to crack beneath his very feet. The warrior swings his scythe, unleashing tendrils of red energy that whip forward and strike the surprised beast. With muscles tensed and tattoos glowing brightly, he grips the weapon, preparing for the final blow. He leaps high into the air, bringing the massive scythe down with overwhelming force, directly onto the monster. The leopard lies defeated on the ground amidst the rubble, as the transformed hero stands over it, victorious. The monster puffs its cheeks, gathering energy for another sonic blast, its red eyes glowing with malice. But the warrior scoffs that a beast is just a beast, as he lands a powerful punch right on its jaw. He mockingly asks if it thought it could use the same move twice, following up with a brutal flying kick. The sheer force of the blow sends the massive creature tumbling backward, crashing hard into the cavern wall. The transformed hero stands tall, his scythe resting on his shoulder as he gazes down at the fallen beast. As the injured monster struggles back to its feet, the warrior coldly tells it to die. Realizing it is outmatched, the wounded creature turns and makes a desperate attempt to flee the battle. The hero questions its attempt to escape, stomping his foot firmly on the ground to halt its retreat. With a predatory smile, he leaps forward, relentlessly pursuing the terrified creature through the cavern. He soars through the air, positioning himself directly above the monster for a final decisive blow. His scythe slams down with explosive force, erupting in a blast of fire that shatters the ground below. The monster is caught in the fiery impact, its body engulfed by the sheer power of the attack. After the explosion subsides, the cavern falls silent. The warrior stands alone amidst the destruction. His weapon begins to glow with a calm blue light, the red demonic energy fading away completely. He reaches out, his hand touching the shimmering blue energy as the colossal weapon begins to change. The colossal weapon dissolves into a shower of blue light, its immense power fading away into nothing. Back in his human form, the hero reflects on the intoxicating feeling of power, but notes an aura that prevents long transformations. He then turns his attention to his fallen comrades, observing that their serious injuries will be a problem to handle. Finding an intermediate-grade healing potion on one of them, he remarks on how surprisingly wealthy his employers are. He carefully administers the glowing green liquid to Yu Xiao, noting that with such good medicine, it would be hard to die. Suddenly, the sound of shattering ice echoes through the cavern, and he spins around to face the source of the noise. A man in tactical gear emerges from the new opening, standing before the shirtless hero with a serious expression. The newcomer, Inspector Jang from Heian City, immediately recognizes the young man and calls out his name. Luotian confirms his identity, asking the inspector if there is a problem, a bead of sweat running down his face. The official explains he sensed a violent energy surge and asks if the mysterious giant with the scythe has appeared. The youth lies, claiming the giant saved them from a monster before disappearing just as suddenly as it arrived. The inspector looks at him with suspicion, internally questioning whether the mysterious figure really vanished. With a menacing grin, the official demands Luotian hand over the blood scythe in exchange for his life. The young warrior feigns ignorance, calmly asking the inspector what he means by such a demand. Pointing directly at him, Jang Peng's expression hardens as he accuses Luotian of being the giant with the blood scythe. The inspector reveals he knows who the boy is. He is Luotian, son of the city's former patrol chief. Outside the secret realms, life is not always safe, as monsters often escape and cause immense destruction. Because of this danger, every city has established a patrol guard made up of powerful espers to protect its citizens. Luotian remembers his father, Lu Feng, who was the former chief and a formidable esper himself. 3 years prior, his father went missing during a patrol mission, never to return home again. Before he disappeared, the only heirloom he left for his son was the mysterious blood scythe. His father had also given him a strict warning to keep the weapon's existence a secret from everyone. Back in the present, Jang Peng laughs, remarking on how the former chief loved his son enough to leave him such a treasure. He declares that the scythe is now his, blaming Luotian for being foolish enough to reveal it. The inspector draws his sword, demanding to know where the scythe is, threatening to kill the youth if he refuses. Luotian looks up calmly, stating that if the inspector really wants the blood scythe, his eyes begin to glow with a brilliant blue light as he declares he will grant the man's wish. The red demonic energy returns, and the warrior summons the powerful weapon back into his hands. He stomps his foot on the ground, cracking the stone beneath him as he gets ready for battle. Without any hesitation, the transformed hero leaps forward, delivering a powerful kick toward the inspector. The warrior swings his scythe in a powerful arc, but the inspector skillfully deflects the blow with his sword. Despite being pushed back by the immense force, Jang Peng manages to plant his feet and hold his ground. He laughs, wiping blood from his lip, amazed that the scythe can grant such power even to an ordinary person. The transformed hero calmly states that since the inspector knows his secret, he will have to take it to the grave, but the official scoffs at the threat, crouching as his own power awakens and transforms his arms into metal. He warns the youth not to get arrogant, unleashing his own ability, the steel and iron body's second awakening. With his power fully active, the inspector's eyes glow with confidence as he prepares for a serious fight. Luotian brings the scythe down with all his might, but his opponent easily blocks it with his metallic arm. The young hero's eyes widen in disbelief, shocked that his most powerful attack was stopped so effortlessly. The inspector laughs maniacally, impressed by the attack and eagerly challenging him to try again. The warrior unleashes a flurry of sweeping strikes, his scythe a blur of red energy as he presses the attack. He attacks from multiple angles at once, but the official creates a defensive barrier to block the onslaught. However, the hero breaks through the shield with a devastating punch, shattering his opponent's defense. Suddenly, the young man cries out in pain, clutching his chest as the red energy around him surges violently. He falls to his knees, realizing the scythe's demonic aura is reaching a limit he can no longer withstand. The inspector boasts that his steel body is incredibly durable, mocking Luotian as the scythe's power reaches its limit. The warrior knows he must end the transformation immediately, or risk becoming a mindless demon, deciding to use his last resort. With grim determination, he pulls out a vial filled with a shimmering, icy blue liquid known as the Lingdong potion. He quickly consumes the entire potion, drinking the freezing liquid without a moment of hesitation. The official watches in shock, calling the youth crazy and warning that the potion will freeze his soul beyond recovery. A thick layer of ice begins to encase the hero's body, but he fights against the potion's powerful freezing effect. His frost-covered hand clenches the handle of his weapon, channeling every last bit of his strength into it. With a powerful surge of will, he shatters the ice that binds him, preparing to unleash his final, desperate attack. He unleashes the extreme blood blade slash, swinging his scythe in a massive, fiery arc of pure destructive energy. The inspector is caught completely by surprise, his eyes wide with terror as the overwhelming attack speeds toward him. The devastating blow carves a deep, fiery trench into the cavern floor, a testament to its incredible power. After the attack, Luotian pants heavily, exhausted from the effort as his breath turns to frost in the cold air. Completely drained of energy, he stumbles to his knees, his powerful transformation fading as his normal form returns. In the newly formed crater, the inspector lies defeated, his body broken, and his once mighty sword shattered. The official stares in utter disbelief, unable to accept that he, a second-stage Esper, lost to an ordinary person. The youth stands over the defeated man, coldly telling him it is time to die. The inspector pleads for his life, insisting he still has value. He reveals his captain, Ross, is also hunting for the scythe and is too strong for Luotian. He offers to be an informant to survive. Unimpressed by the offer, the hero presses the inspector's broken sword against his throat, telling him that he talks too much. The mention of Ross gives him pause. He knows Ross is a high-level Esper, realizing this situation has just become more complicated. In this new era of strange invasions, only those with awakened abilities have any real hope of fighting against the monstrous hordes. The power levels vary greatly. From the first awakening's initial, middle, high, and peak stages like his former companions. The inspector he just defeated was at the initial stage of the second awakening, with even a third awakening existing beyond that. Unlike those Espers, all of Luotian's incredible power comes entirely from the mysterious blood scythe he inherited. He understands his human body limits the scythe's power, making him equal to a low-level second-stage Esper at best. To find his father, he must become an Esper, but his attempts to awaken have always been thwarted by the scythe's overwhelming power. He suspects his failures are because the Esper stones he has been using are too low grade to be accepted by the powerful weapon. This is why he became a realm guide, hoping to use other Espers to find higher grade stones within dangerous secret realms. Now that his power is revealed, he knows Ross will suspect him, leaving him with nowhere to run even if he returns to the city. He suddenly remembers the wind spirit pearl his team was searching for, realizing it is a rare, high-grade Esper stone. Seeing this as his only way out, he decides he must first find a safe place to heal his battered body before seeking the pearl. He knows the scent of the powerful monster will linger for a while, keeping the canyon temporarily safe from other beasts. A cold, lonely wind blows through the desolate canyon, signaling a change in his solitary journey. With his decision made, the lone warrior walks away, leaving his former companions to venture into the unknown alone.